Hello guys, Unknown Gamer here, and today's video we're going to do a review of Black Ops 4. And I know it's a bit of a late review. I mean, Black Ops 4 came out on like 11th of October, I think. I almost got that date wrong. I always get shit wrong in the videos at times. But, you know, this is a review of Black Ops 4, and I'm going to do another review on Red Dead Redemption 2 somewhere in November, so just keep that in mind if you're wondering where Red Dead Redemption 2 review is. So, let's get into the video. First off, multiplayer. Multiplayer is very inconsistent at times. I mean, I heard they have improved the servers quite a bit. Apparently, there's this whole controversy over the 20 hertz and all that stuff. Apparently, all that's been changed. I played it recently. And it feels a bit more fluid, but again, it's Call of Duty's problems. It always had those problems that you couldn't really fix. You just had to deal with it, basically. And there's nothing really particularly wrong with it. I mean, the game mode feels fluid. Your bullets do feel like they're hitting sometimes, but sometimes there is a bit of bullshit, like, into some parts. Like, you should have killed him first, even though we killed you, like, in a matter of seconds. There's a bit. It feels like there still is a bit of inconsistency, but all that is just, good to ignore, But one thing that I really like is it's very satisfying getting a kill streak. It's fucking incredible getting a kill streak. Getting a kill streak in this game is like getting your first medal or some shit like that. That's the thing that's very satisfying, because it's it's a bit more harder to kill enemies in the multiplayer. It's not very hard. I mean, it still feels like a traditional Call of Duty, but people are just way more bullet spongy. It feels more like bullet sponges, but in a good way. It adds more competition. I guess it's more tactical based that Treyarch went for this game. And it adds a health, like your health doesn't regenerate, which the first time I played, this is the first time of me playing the game in this footage. It really did confuse me a bit. Obviously, no regenerating health. I kept on forgetting to heal myself a bunch of times, but you'll get used to that over time. And customization, create a class, pretty simple really. It's pretty, I guess there's no new weapons and all that stuff, new perks. And there's one thing that really does worry me is the armor. I think that was the main issue I was running into. I wasn't using armor to add more health onto my character. Again, I don't know if I'm right or not, but it feels like more enemies that you shoot at, it take more damage than normal, and it feels like they're abusing the armor thing, which they should remove. It's basically Juggernaut in this game. And create a class is simple, but the thing that I really hate about this game is the shitty UI. The UI, the menus are just utter garbage. I'm sorry, but it's the worst I've seen in a Call of Duty game. I mean, you could have took the same way as Black Ops 3, but obviously they made this stupid ass. I don't know what drugs they were on while creating the main menus. Look, I like this franchise, but really, I mean, I've seen better main menus. I mean, it's worse than a PUBG main menu, to be honest with you. Honestly, it's the worst ever menu I've ever seen. Yeah, there's two ways you can do it. Either you can use a D-pad or use this little fucking scroll thing. It feels like it's more made for a PC type standpoint, and it's really annoying to navigate around, especially when you're creating your class. I mean, creating your class is hell at times. It's fucking annoying to get used to. And I still, I'll try and, get it hard to get used to anyway. But, multiplayer overall is I think it's a solid experience. I think, I can get a lot of time with it. I mean, level 15, first prestige. Well, not first prestige. Well, I haven't even prestige yet anyway. But, hell, my first couple of games and shit, it's good. It feels balanced. It kind of feels balanced enough, and it does feel very satisfying again when you get a kill streak. Honestly, I mean, getting a kill streak in this game is just like, wow, I got a kill streak. How the fuck did I do that sort of thing? You guys get the meaning there, and you know, the game, you know, multiplayer is quite good. It's you know, multiplayer for Call of Duty has always been good for like ages now, so there's nothing really much to say there. Now we're going to move on to Blackout. Blackout is very, you know, it's one of the modes that I just don't care about, in my personal opinion. I think Battle Royale is just, whoa, what the hell is this frame rate drop in this bloody footage? Hopefully that's not in the actual recording, because that is off point. Anyway, Blackout to me is pretty dead for me. I don't really find any enjoyment with, you know, Battle Royale anymore. I think the genre is very dead, to be honest with you, and you know, I just don't find any enjoyment in Battle Royale. I just think it's overdone at this point. I mean, I think, you know, in my last video I said it might beat Fortnite if it does stuff with the map and everything like that, and you know, Epic Games is basically a very big competition with Activision if they want to try and make money off the Battle Royale, most because, you know, Epic Games put effort into the Battle Royale to make it more interesting, like the weird ass cube shit, and you know, again, I'm not really particularly interested in Battle Royale, but you know, from playing it here, you know, once I was waiting for it to download, it's a good experience if you're interested in the Battle Royale thing. I mean, it does feel dead though, the map does feel dead. It doesn't feel like there's any excitement or enjoyment with it. It doesn't feel like you know, Epic Games Fortnite, you know, maps. You know, Epic, you know, Fortnite is brilliant most because it shows locations. It shows great locations, and you know, it's great sites. Like, I mean, even though I don't play, you know, Fortnite anymore, but I know of like the, you know, the maps like Dusty Divot and what else is there, Tilted Towers, and you know, those are memorable areas of the map that people remember. But here, all it is just maps that are already from like multiplayer maps, and I think that's just very lazy. But hell, it's still cool. Nevertheless, it's cool seeing like old maps that are, you know, similar to, you know, the originators and shit like that, and I love that, but I just wish it took a bit more effort in making them look prettier, I guess, and make more energy out of it. And I guess, you know, the cartoony look for Fortnite really did work, because, well, people love cartoony looking shit, and that's pretty much basic. So Battle Royale for me, I mean, the menus are very easy to go through. It's very easy to go through. You don't have to pause your game to add, you know, attachments onto anything. It does automatically put them on your weapon, which I really like, because, you know, PUBG didn't really offer that at all. Must be, I don't know. They were just, it wasn't very good with PUBG because it's very finicky and you have to get used to it. Well, that was mostly on the console side, not on the PC side. But, you know, Battle Royale for me is pretty much dead. But, you know, Blackout is a solid experience if you are, you know, wanting a different experience from another game. And yeah, it does succeed. And if you're interested in that still, well, hell, here you go. Here's a good product for you. But again, Activision needs to do shit for this to actually work, because I don't think this will get much players at all. I think most of the player base is probably going to go to multiplayer, and you know, it will just become dead over time. Obviously, still a lot of people play it, but obviously player base numbers will be a bit more low in Blackout, in my opinion. You know, and obviously there's that one thing, because, you know, Fortnite's free, and that's a very big comparison, to be honest, because, you know, microtransactions in Fortnite are not very, you know, heavily looked down upon. It's kind of looked up upon, because obviously it's quite ballsy of Epic Games to put it out for free and, you know, let anyone play, which I really like, because obviously, you know, it gives, you know, kids and that, it opens up an audience to the game, and obviously Epic Games understands that not a lot of people have money, and a lot of people will play, you know, free games that they can find. So they took that to the advantage and put microtransactions into the game, which I don't mind with, because it's free. If it's free and, you know, need to make money from the game, put microtransactions in it. I don't mind that. But it's different with Activision, because I don't know why it's laggy. It's my editing software. I don't know if you guys will see it, you know, with the YouTube thing, but hell, I keep on saying that. But, you know, Activision really does need to add more stuff into here, and, you know, make it more interesting. Zombies. Zombies is, well, Zombies was very popular, must because the Zombies community. Obviously, Zombies, as on Black Ops franchise, has been very popular. Well, with World War II, they weren't as popular because they didn't feel like Treyarch's basically masterpieces. And I love Zombies. I love going through hordes and all that. And it's quite crazy in how much consoles and all that stuff have really improved, so they can actually have large numbers of zombies on a screen, which is quite crazy. But it's a solid experience. Everything Treyarch makes good modes, I guess, and makes good stories out of it. And that's why they have these little Easter eggs in it. Well, I don't really call them Easter eggs. They're kind of all over the place anyway. But they give you Easter eggs to basically complete the zombie storyline. And I think Treyarch has done a very good job with this mode. It's probably my most favourite mode out of the bunch. And it's something very, very different, and obviously this has been going on for ages now, and it's probably never going to die because the zombies community is pretty large, and obviously with J456 and all other zombie related YouTubers. And it's overall it's great. I mean, there's many things to do. I mean, I think there's multiple maps. There's Voyage of Despair, Blood of the Dead. I don't know if you need the pre-order for that one. Classified, which you do need a pre-order for that one. Well, the pro edition of the game. And there's just one Gladiator map that I haven't really checked out yet. I know, great reviewer. But overall, it's a great experience, and it's recommended to basically anyone who's still into the zombies genre. And basically, it's an enjoyable experience, especially when I was running around with this shotgun here, I guess. I mean, Zombies is unforgettable type experience, mostly because obviously you have these cool maps that you run around and try and survive up to the highest rounds possible. And the thing is about zombies on here, they feel like they're a bit more weaker on this one. It feels like you can easily run past them, while in Black Ops 3 they'll just hit you like no tomorrow, and it was really annoying for me. Obviously getting hit on the sides when you're running straight past them, but for some reason, they're much more easier to handle, even though they do feel a bit more smarter, but they just feel like they just don't attack at the right time. And the zombies do feel different, but they don't feel too different. Like then, I just ran past that zombie without an issue. In Black Ops 3, you would normally just get hit at that moment. Which, I don't know if that's just a weird glitch, but I doubt it. I mean, I doubt it's quite a glitch. It's probably just a zombie that's not even hit me, so that's how it is, I guess. Something to nitpick about. But, it looks amazing, though. I mean, a Titanic looks, seeing a Titanic just in ruins is just kind of crazy to look at. I mean, the graphics look good on this mode, actually, which I'm really happy about, I guess. Again, it's still, Call of Duty as a series for me is a bit, confusing, and because it keeps on going between futuristic and then next Call of Duty is World War II, but I just don't understand this franchise anymore at times. But hopefully in Modern Warfare 4 or whatever's coming out, they will be a bit more innovative instead of copying Treyarch zombies. Because that's the problem with the zombies in World War II and Infinite Warfare. They weren't the same. They were just shitty, basically off-brand versions. But again, it's a solid experience, and if you're fully into that stuff and want to do Easter eggs, go ahead. I mean, I'm not stopping you. And the game, the mode is pretty good. I mean, this could be a separate game if you wanted to. Just a little on the side or something like that, but obviously they won't do that. Money anyway. My score for Black Ops 4 is a 7 out of 10. Alright, look, there's still a lot of things that I found scummy, like removing the single player campaign. Obviously there's a specialist HQ, but that's not single player. There's no way. All it is just wonderful cutscenes, but obviously that's just lazily put together. And that's not a campaign. So specialist HQ is a complete waste of time for Treyarch either way, because You know, all it is just hearing Woods' voice over the bloody multiplayer maps, which is really lazy to me and what I really despise. So guys, it's getting to the end of this video, and you know, I hope you enjoyed the review. And you know, leave a like, put your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below, and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.